football. I could take college football if you want me to.
Hey man, we are live, man.
All
How
right.
y'all doing? This is the Endgame podcast brought to you by Family Tree Production. And you know what? I'm your host, Mr. Who Loves You Baby, one half of the Unhinged podcast, 1/6 of the Family Barbecue, and next to me is my brother with the same mother, Elmo the High Corner Jackson.
That's what they call me.
They didn't let the Jacksons take over the podcast. So we about to do the thing because our co-hosts are, don't know, running late, running behind, obligations. It doesn't matter. Show must go on. How you doing, Elmo? This fine evening.
Man, bro, hanging in there watching that nail, watching these football games, or God days, as we like to call it over here. It's football. It's like a religion it's like our church every Sunday over here in the Jackson household. We watch football, me and the boys, we go down, we get crazy. We yell at me. I'm just waiting on my wife to give me a look. So I'm saying, dear, I apologize, but I'm in my own space here in my office. I'll call my sanctuary. But that's how it is. It ain't like that any other time throughout the week. It's only like that on Sundays when the majority of the games come on. But I've been doing good. What about you?
I am doing excellent. Well, let me stop lying. You already know, man. The Bears lost to the Packers, so yeah, it's gonna be till Wednesday before I'm right with the world. So if my text seem aggressive, that's why.
Well, you know how it go, man. You want to look into it? Let's jump into that first. The kickoff season, baby. The Detroit Lions at the Kingdom here in Arrowhead, where I reside at, the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think? What do you
Yeah.
think about that game right there? What do you think? First take on it. What you see? Go.
So that game, well, I predicted the Lions was gonna win, and everybody was like, "Oh, you crazy?" Hey, but the Lions have shown that you know what they've grown up. Like a game like that, where there were miscues on both teams, but last year for the Lions, a miscue would cost them that game.
Agree.
This year, they had miscues and they won. They they figured it out. It was a young team, still a young team. But last year was a young team that didn't know how to win. This year they're a young team that know how to win. Defense looked incredible. Offense too. Offense was a little slow, sluggish, but it's okay. It was week one.
You know,
Kansas City didn't look like Kansas City. Looked like maybe I don't know, the shine is gone off of them. I don't
and,
know. What you think?
And you know what? I kind of agree with you because when you look at the Detroit Lions, when they drafted Jameer Gibbs up out of Roll Tide country, out of that school we call Alabama, he really put on the show. He really put on a show on Thursday because he was hitting the holes. He was looking at some good quarterback. He had some good RB vision, and he was taking some punishment though. But if you also take a look at him, 5 out of the 6 times that he rushed the ball between the first and second quarter, he averaged 6.7 yards a carry. He was hitting the holes, hitting these dudes, bouncing off of them, spin them, hitting them. The outside is doing good. But most importantly, Jeff Goff, Jared Goff, he really he really performed. He really performed under pressure. To be honest with you, and I'll be honest with you, I'm one of those people because ain't no lies gonna run off this tongue. Yeah, I still had Kansas City to win, even though game time decision was Travis Kelce wasn't going in. But obviously, I put my money on the wrong horse. As you can see, Kansas City wasn't Kansas City yet, and they was out here looking like they was an expansion team up out of Tuscaloosa somewhere like that. And it was crazy because they were really exposed, actually knowing that, hey, even though without Kelce, one man don't stop the show. Well, that was a lie because one man did stop the show. Because when you look at how the Kansas City receivers was behaving, if you remember, third quarter fourth quarter they had 3rd and 20. They popped up number 24. He was wide open. wide open, a little bit on the top. But you know what coach always tells you, if you put your hands on the ball, you need to catch it. Third and 20. He threw the ball, Pat threw the ball. It went through his hands and he missed it. That would have gave them the first down, put them in field goal range. At the time when they were at 22, when they were had to score 20-21, and they couldn't convert after that. So what that tells me is that one man does stop the show. Two, Kansas City and got the most reliable receivers that they thought they had. And three, be on the lookout for some big moves to come here from Kansas City because they're going to need some veterans here. That's going to have to coach these young fellas along. Kadarius Toney, I can see why New York got rid of him because I'm going to call him Mr. Butterfingers because that's all he was doing all night, dropping balls, making that organization look bad. I know the Hunts was kind of upset and pissed off, needless to say. But you know what? Pat looked like Pat did in Pat fashion, did what he did. Russian CEH actually came in and actually started doing some good things. But the offensive side of things with the receivers and the absence of Travis Kelce, it didn't look like the Kansas City Chiefs. It didn't look like the Super Bowl, the defending Super Bowl champs that I'm aware of.
And that was a mouthful. They surely did. They looked like the defending toilet bowl. Okay.
Exactly. And like they played in the babybackrear.com bowl last year somewhere out there in Brunswick, Maine. So hey, that's my take on it.
Well, you know what? Hey, it's only week one. Props to Detroit. Kansas City to figure it out, I guess. And other sporting other games. We're going to get into. I don't want to get into it.
Let's get to it.
But we're going to get into that San Fran Pittsburgh. Wasn't it Pittsburgh that San Fran played? Yes, it was.
San Fran Pittsburgh at Heinz Field over there at Pittsburgh. Got Mollywop, got them hands put on them, caught them on the corner like they did something to their mama, and San Francisco put their hands on it. One thing I can say is though, Brock Purdy's proven that he was the choice to be the starter, and it was okay to get Trey. It was okay to get Trey Lance up out of here because Brock Purdy out there slinging that ball, had 2 touchdown passes, making Brandon Ayuk his primary receiver with two touchdowns, threw to him 7 times with 122 yards and 2 touchdown catches, killing Brandon Ayuk. You know what I mean? The number 2, not the number 1 in Debo, but the number 2 over there on the right side of Debo, out there looking good. And then don't forget my man Christian Big Daddy. I know his name McCaffrey. 28 carries, 150 yards on the ground, leading the NFL in rushing so far this year. Just week 1, but banging out the way he banging, doing what he do, taking care of business like he's doing, showing that he ain't a fluke, showing that even though I had injuries for the past 2.5 years, I still got some juice in the tank. And it was a very, very interesting. I thought that personally that I had San Francisco to win, no lie there, but I didn't think that margin. I didn't think that margin of victory was going to be that wide. To be quite honest with you,
look, when I seen the score, and I was looking like, oh man, San Fran came to show out.
Man, bad.
You know, when I see what Christian McCaffrey did, and Brandon Ayuk, because I kept getting alert, like, man, Brandon Ayuk going off today.
Dogging him.
What's up, Jeremy? And I'm like, dang, Christian McCaffrey went off today, and he ain't hurt. You know, that's the first thing I'm like, the man ain't hurt. Yeah. The man, let me tell you something. Man, stay healthy. All season. San Fran, yeah. They looking the part. They gonna look the part.
Oh yeah, they obviously like I said earlier, they made their click choice with Brock Purdy, right? John Lynch traded up to get John Lynch traded 3 picks to get Trey Lance. Where's Trey Lance at? He's in God's country with God's team. The Cowboys came in at AT&T Stadium, backing up that brother they call Dak Prescott. But Brock Purdy seems to be the clear choice. It seems like it's not a fluke of what he's doing. He's actually going in there, reading the check downs, doing what he needs to do, and he's actually reading the field and actually getting it done for San Francisco.
Yeah, he is. So we're going to monitor that situation throughout the year because, hey, San Fran is flying high. Congratulations. Now we got to go to my other team. That's that Miami Dolphins.
Them
Now, you
Dolphins.
know I love my Dolphins.
No, you do, baby.
They was down. The
Sweet
Dolphins
was
was
down.
down.
Let me tell you something.
Man, the Chargers was killing them.
Bad.
Great comeback victory. Dolphins win 36-34. You know, you start hitting Tyreek Hill. Like, bam, bam, bam. Like, that's Tyreek Hill. Why is he getting open like this?
Let me tell you
Do
something.
y'all understand?
They don't call that boy Cheetah for nothing. That's the fastest land mammal in the world. They don't call him Cheetah for nothing. 3 touchdowns, and that boy from Alabama, that left-handed Warner, looking like Steve Young out there in the Super Bowl, tossing that ball, tossed him 3 touchdowns. Didn't hear much production from Jaden Waddle today. Even Raheem Mostert even got it reached the end zone today. It looked pretty good because Miami, if you look at them, if you look at Miami, what they were really doing was they found an exploit in their Chargers defense. They found an exploit in the Chargers defense, and they started using it. Derwin Davis couldn't really bring his A game today because they lined him up. They lined him up specifically to Tyreek, and Tyreek won the battle. He brought out his shield, he brought out his armor, and he fought off Derwin Davis. But you know what? It was a good game all around. No matter how you look at it, it was a good game, regardless that San Diego lost. But even more so that Miami came back and won. Right, even when you
Yep.
thought that San Diego got this in the bag, right? San Diego got this. They're doing this. Miami had that never die never say die attitude, and they executed on all levels. To be honest with
Yes, they did, but I give them props. It still holds true for me that my 2 teams, the Bears and Dolphins, they never win on the same day.
you. Hey
If
man,
one wins, the other loses. And that brings me to the Green Bay Chicago game, the game I called the game of the week.
that's
Now,
what the network call it, the game of the week.
that pissed me off, man. Let me explain something to y'all. If y'all saw that trash, then you know why I'm pissed off. The Bears beat themselves. They could drive on Green Bay up and down the field. Get to the end zone, red zone, got real Matt Nagy look.
Mm.
My
It was
boy,
like, what's up there, CEO?
what's poppin'?
Nothing, man, going over today's game. Matter of fact, man, go ahead and drop that intro for the people.
I'm on my phone right now. I might can't do it. Hold on.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought
I
you was in
couldn't,
the
I
house.
couldn't, I couldn't get to my computer, so
Okay, never mind, never mind. Well, y'all will get a chance to see you next time.
yeah, y'all
But
will get.
back to the game. Yeah, the Bears. Justin Fields, I think, did a pretty decent job for what he was working with.
Man, he is
I
pressure.
mean,
Don't do that.
constantly under pressure. You know, the line, kept faltering, and he was hanging in there. He was hitting the receivers. He threw a touchdown pass, but he threw an interception. So next week we got to see how the Bears bounce back from this. Thought we had it. Aaron Rodgers gone. You know, everybody, the whole team, big team, a young team just like ours, and it was just better today.
Well, you know what? Interceptions, touchdowns, all that stuff, field goals, that's all part of the game, right? Going into the half 7-6, Bears was down by 1 point, kicked 2 field goals, and they had the long touchdown by Romeo Dobbs with the 3-yard catch from off the 3-yard line. The problem that killed the Bears was this. So when you look at it right from a defensive standpoint, the Green Bay Packers was actually smart, right? They had rookie Donnell Wright lining up at right guard, and what they was doing, if you paid attention, they had
Right tackle.
right tackle. I'm sorry, but if you look if you look at exactly what Green Bay did, they had Rashawn Gary, All Pro Bowler Rashawn Gary, lining up right on his outside, and they played him specifically on third downs. He didn't play any other time. He played specifically on third downs against Darnell Wright, and he was beating Darnell Wright every single time. And then that caused the pressure off the edge right there, and the line obviously needed some help. Right, we knew that, and then that pocket started collapsing, and we started seeing the shades of Justin Fields in his first 2 years in the NFL. So, CEO, your thoughts on it?
We still on the Bears and Packers, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Listen, just like I mean, what both of y'all said is right on the money as far as what Telly said. Justin Fields played actually good, bro. That dude was pressured all game long, my boy.
It was.
He was pressured all game long. It's gonna be a long season for y'all again, my boy.
He said a long season.
And that's what I think it's gonna be a long season. I think Justin's I think he'll play well, but it's gonna be a long season. That offensive line is not right now.
Thanks, Jeremy.
I mean, yeah, we have two of them hurt already. We got two hurt on my line, two starters hurt. That sucks for continuity all day, man. You know, it's a young line. Hopefully, as the season progresses, they learn how to gel together. But man, defensive wise, we need to find a way to get more pressure because Love had so much time back there. You know, like just to look over. He was hardly. We got a sack on him. Yes, all right, and we got a couple of pressures made him move around, but we need consistency on pressuring him and then these miscues in the secondary. It's like, what's going on, man? Like, have y'all practiced, or it seems like y'all haven't practiced? Y'all leaving people wide open.
Why are you looking like that, Mike?
So, listen, I'm sorry I'm late. I was on uncle duties, but I'm gonna just cut to the chase. That Bears whole team looked like they didn't know what the fuck was going on that entire game. I mean, they were missing tackles, missing blocking assignments. And you know the crazy part? The crazy part is they actually run a good scheme. I've seen at least several times with fucking DJ. What was it? DJ Clark is it?
DJ Moore.
What's your boy? Yeah,
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore ran across the middle of the field, wide the fuck open, and Justin Fields had a motherfucker in his face, and he couldn't get open.
That's what I'm talking about. The pressure was heavy.
That offensive line,
yeah.
They did not get that man no time. I can't even sit here. I'm gonna say this for week 1 of NFL football. Justin Fields and Patrick Mahomes are getting a pass from me because the offensive line and those receivers didn't help you at all, my boy, at all. Like,
I mean,
tell me what happened.
We saw a glimpse of what DJ Moore can do when they hit him on that slant. He dragging people. Man, we saw what our rookie running back could do when he trucked dude, ran him over.
Body, bro. DJ Moore's that guy. That's why y'all got him in that trade. That's why I was mad we traded him.
I'm just saying, you know, we don't get Carolina games up here, but now we looking like, oh, I'm looking like, oh, this dude got some fire. But our rookie running back, Roshan Johnson, he would have ignited that scoring drive when he trucked dude, ran him over. That woke the team up.
Backtrack right there.
You know, like they woke up. I think maybe we need to start him or put him in a rotation, give him more carries because that boy out there running hard and he running like he got a chip on his shoulder. And we need something like that because, man, we play like, I don't know, man, like uninspired football. There you go. I mean, when it was 7-6.
Don't be down on him that much.
Oh no! If I'm the Bears, this is what I'm doing. This is just me. If I'm the Bears, I'm putting Roshan at the one. I'm gonna put Foreman at two, and I'm dropping Khalil Herbert. And I'm gonna tell you why. Khalil Herbert, if you look at the way that he was actually doing the ball, he wasn't hitting the holes properly. Right? He kept going east and west instead of north and south. Even on that third down and fourth play in the third quarter, he was past the first down marker when he threw it. He came back, turned around, and I'm like, "What is you doing? You got the first down. Why are you going backwards instead of going forward?" Right? The game moves north and south, not east and west. But um, I personally feel like Roshan Johnson, but he even showed out. He was showing out all preseason anyway. Foreman didn't give really many reps, but Foreman already got a reputation, especially when he was over there in Carolina, which was one of the big reasons why the Bears actually picked him up. Because he actually bring that robust and that bruising type in the backfield. To be quite honest with you, so if I'm the Bears, I'm putting Roshan one, Foreman two. Let them kind of do like a Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon type thing, and I'm gonna put Khalil Herbert in three. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, as you see, Khalil is real helpful with the passing. He had what is it? He had 4 catches for almost 50 yards or 50 yards, which is good for a running back. Um, it's just the running. We gotta figure it out. We gotta figure out what we doing on the ground with the rushing attack. Passing seems to be okay, but we gotta figure out red zone, how to score when we get down there. Which been our problem for the past 4 years. But that's because Matt Nagy been here. And honestly, I thought he was still here with some of that play calling that they was doing. I'm like, thought that dude got fired. All right, they was real. Man, we gonna leave them alone.
Hold on. So what? Let's talk about my team. All right. Talk about my
What team is your team?
Let's talk about Carolina. First of all,
Carolina? Okay.
first of all,
The
first of all,
Panthers.
boy,
AGT?
boy,
Panthers.
Bryce Young looked like shit out there today.
But he a rookie.
You're a rookie, Mike. You're a rookie.
Listen, and I don't care if you was a rookie or a 10-year vet. 20 for 38 passing, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions.
That's rookie numbers.
That's actually not bad for him to be a rookie. To be quite honest with you, that's not
Yeah,
bad
that's
at
rookie.
all.
Not bad.
Mm.
To
Rookie
be honest with you,
numbers.
that's not bad. I
No,
mean,
okay, hold on. First of all, let me. First of all, I watched the game. That's my team. I
Okay.
analyzed my team and I analyzed my team hard.
Yes, you are allowed. A
Um,
rookie.
he had a lot of mistakes. He had a lot of mistakes that I don't care a rookie shouldn't make. Like brother, you got to go through your reads. Okay, you have to go through your reads. He was not going through his reads at all. He was dropped
Did
back
he have
one
time?
Mississippi, two Mississippi. Well, he had time on a lot of plays.
Okay.
He had the time. That Falcons defensive line ain't like that.
It ain't juking like that. I don't know.
I think you're not taking into consideration, man, that jump from college to the NFL is completely
Hell no,
different.
I get it. I
You
get
know what I
it. You
mean?
know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is he made some high school mistakes. Like, bruh,
Ooh,
high school mistakes.
not high school.
I don't think that's fair. I
You're
don't
not
think that's fair.
you're not progressing through your reads, bruh. Come on, bruh.
Yeah, well, it's week one. Let them look. Week one, they gonna film study. Back to the drawing board.
I understand that, and I understand these are going to be growing pains.
Mike.
The next 8
Mike.
games are going to be growing pains.
Mike.
What?
just like Elmo said, bro, you gotta take it in the fact that spread from college. That this is his first NFL game.
Exactly. This is even bigger, right? Even
I
bigger than when he was in
understand.
college.
Listen,
You got to give him some grace on this one. You got
I'm
to.
gonna give him some grace, but I don't cut my teams no slack at all.
I feel you.
Oh, you expect excellence, huh?
No, I don't expect excellence. I expect you not to make high school mistakes.
Everybody can't come in like Patrick Mahomes. Everybody can't do it. Every quarterback that gets drafted can't come in like Pat Mahomes.
You know,
Pat Mahomes actually did.
That was set up though for success.
but hold on.
He was given the keys to a Ferrari.
You know who came in out the gate blazing?
Who?
You remember Cam Newton's first game? He had 400 yards throwing. 3 touchdowns passing and 2
They
touchdowns.
didn't have a bad team though.
Right, they didn't have a bad team in Carolina though when he got drafted. They didn't have no bad team, dude. I mean,
He was the missing piece.
exactly. Right. We knew for the longest that their quarterback situation was always iffy at best. They didn't really have a solid number one, to be quite honest with you. I mean,
I'm hard on my team, and I looked at
You
it.
should be.
I looked at because I'm gonna hold my team accountable. I was like, damn, this ain't it. I mean, this was it, right? But yeah, I was like, 10 to 24. But I say this: the defense showed up, and you can kind of tell that after that second interception, my defense was like, man, we don't lost. We down by 7. You done threw a pick and damn near in the red zone. Ain't nothing we can do.
Sorry, man. Dak Prescott showing out tonight. Man, then we got to get into it. It's Jimmy and Brandon's them teams squared off against each other. Philly and New England.
it was a good game, man. Oof.
Yeah, 25-20 with Philly winning. Mac Jones had himself a day.
Balled out.
I ain't watched the game because it wasn't in my area, but I kept up with the stats, and my boy Mac Bizzle put up 300. So that shows improvement for me than last year. So I wasn't that upset.
He had himself a day today.
He had himself a day.
So they went toe to toe with the Super Bowl runner-up. And it looked good. So man, I think in New England maybe back in the saddle, man, because this is like typical of a Bill Belichick team. To start slowly.
Anytime you got dollar bills standing on the side, you got a chance.
Exactly, because they always start slow in New England. So they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to figure out what they got and how to use it. But then, man, about that week 3, 4, they done figured it out. And then next thing you know, click, 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 they killing with no problem. So I'm thinking that's going to happen now in New England. It's going to get nasty. Y'all better watch them boys up north. Northeast, I think they might be back. Now, I ain't saying Super Bowl.
I ain't saying we back. I'm saying
playoff. Playoff.
We got something to say out there in the AFC. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I don't think Buffalo gonna be able to run away with it. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
Philly, hats off to them. They defending NFC champions. They're kind of scary.
Just from the stats, Jalen Hurts looked like he was struggling a bit. Who watched the game?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jalen was struggling.
I watched it. It was really Philly defense that really kept them into the game. When you look at it, Darius Slay Jr. had a 70-yard return for a pick 6 for them to really have.
Georgia defense kept them in, huh?
Right, Georgia. That was that right. That was Darius because he really ran. If you really look at the play, he really ran the route. He jumped it and he picked that joker off. And if you look at it, he was close to the sideline. I thought he was going out, but he really wasn't. He really faked them out and then went up that sideline, caught a block, and they took that joker to the middle of the field to the house. And then they had 3 sacks also. It was the Philly defense that really kept them into it. That got them that score. Because if you look, they was up 16-0 at first.
First quarter.
Right. You know what I mean? So. But they found the drive. Mac Jones found the drive, man. They found the dude, and they kept fighting for it, man. And even Ezekiel Elliott looked actually pretty good today because he has some.
Well, sometimes that's what it takes, man. To change the scenery, sometimes re-energize a person.
Oh yeah.
It seems like what I've noticed that every veteran that step into that building on that team for New England. They get re-energized. They start looking like the players of old, man. Like, bam, bam, bam. Like, they did it with James. They did it with James. What's his face? What's his name? James, the linebacker, the old guy.
Oh, you talking about
James Harrison?
James Harrison.
There you go, James Harrison. He wasn't looking too good in Pittsburgh. Then that year he went to New England in the Super Bowl. James Harrison looking good. Then Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon wasn't looking good. Corey Dillon come to New England. Corey Dillon looking good. Same with what's my man name? The bruising running back. What's his name? Dude that had the hair like Ben Wallace.
Oh, you
Mr.
talking
Punch
about?
in the face.
Yeah.
Lou Garrett Blunt.
There you go, LeGarrette Blunt. He look good there. So it's something about that organization and that build. When
They
you
get the
step up
best
in
out of
there, right, you look good. So, I mean, once again, keep a close eye on them this season. They making noise. Now, in other action, we got Baltimore crashing Houston 25-9, but it came at a cost. They lose their star running back, J.K. Dobbins, for the season with a torn Achilles.
it on the field.
Horrible.
Uh,
Terrible. Terrible.
yeah, this happened to
Feel
him
bad.
last year, where
And
they
last year,
lost him for the season. Lost him for the season last year. Hopefully that young man can continue his career and recover. So that Achilles, that's something rough.
Yeah.
Then you got in the division with Cleveland and Cincinnati, where
their
we
game.
thinking Cincinnati was going, but Cleveland beat the living mess out of them 24-3. Joe Burrow had a rough game. I mean,
I what and the
it
crazy thing
was
about it is
rough.
I watched that whole entire game. Joe Burrow only threw for 82 yards the entire game. 82 yards.
I know he had a
Cleveland
rough one.
Cleveland defense looked ridiculously fantastic, to be quite honest with you.
Hey
Jamar
man,
Chase,
now I'm a believer. I didn't understand. People were
How did
saying Cleveland defense.
how did Deshaun look? I ain't watched that game. How did Deshaun
Deshaun,
look?
Well, the Suns look decent.
he looked it okay, but when he first started off, man, he was underthrowing, overthrowing, and he really kind of settled down going into the second half. But you got to keep in mind that it was raining pretty much the whole game, though, like really, really hard, right? So it's hard to grip the ball. Guys were slipping. Guys was doing. I mean, for it to be a rain game, it didn't look so bad, but it really, really. Deshaun really, really looked good. Looked like he needs some more practice. Looked like he needs to study some more film. And it looked like the receivers, Amari Cooper was the one that Amari Cooper actually looked pretty decent. That rookie guy that they drafted #3, I call him Jet Burner because that dude got some jets.
Uh,
He missed a couple. He kind of underthrew him twice where he was burning the corners and the safeties, and he should have been able to actually get those as quick touchdowns. But overall, they pulled it out. They made it look fashionable, and they did a really good job, to be quite honest with you.
yeah, oh
To be,
definitely.
yeah, they did. They look pretty good.
Yeah. And then we move along to the GOAT former team, the Buccaneers, who beat the Vikings with
Upset.
Baker Mayfield having himself a nice game today. Baker Mayfield looked good. Everybody like, oh, Baker looked good. He looked good in that game. He watched Tampa Bay. Now, I ain't saying once again, I ain't talking about no
Mike,
Super Bowl or nothing.
tell me about
But
it, Mike. Tell me about it.
First of all, I watched that. And first of all, I am an average Bucks hater. I do not
yeah,
care for Tampa at all. I watched that whole game. Kirk Cousins. First of all, Kirk Cousins had a good game, but
Great game. It's a great game.
Kirk Cousins could have had a great game. Kirk Cousins could have had a 4-touchdown, 400-yard game. He missed Addison twice, and he missed Jefferson twice. And I'm talking about he missed Addison by like that much. That was a touchdown. He missed Jefferson going wide across the field. That was a touchdown. And it was just like he just missed a lot of touchdowns. The Bucks got lucky. I'm not even finna sit here and play. The Bucks got lucky. There was a missed handoff in the red zone that cost them at least 3 points. And yeah, the Minnesota Vikings were moving the ball up and down the field the entire game. They just couldn't get out their own way to punch the ball into the end zone when they needed to. It was like, bruh. It was just like, nah, we just fucking with you. We don't really want to win. And they handed them that game.
uh-huh.
That was
Well,
that
we'll
was
see
that.
next week.
We'll see. Yeah, they play the Eagles next week, don't they?
Eagles.
Uh,
Eagles.
hold on. One.
Eagles. And you look at the, it's amazing that you said that, Jody, because you look at
Yep, they play the Eagles. Well, the Vikings, yeah.
Yeah, you look at the game that Justin Jefferson had 9 catches for 150 yards and not one touchdown. Okay, he
First
went
of all,
off.
Justin Jefferson should have put up Tyreek Hill numbers today.
Yes,
All
today.
right,
It
he
should
should
have
have
been
put up
today.
Tyreek Hill. They had no answer for that man today. Literally called the national.
No.
They didn't have an answer for Justin Jefferson. That man was working on Davis today. They couldn't do shit with that man. It just Kirk Cousins couldn't get him the ball, bro. It's
Hey
like
man, that Justin Jefferson, man,
as
he
many
might
good
be taking over as number one receiver in the NFL.
as
I
many
think he
good
will.
throws as he had, as
Well,
many
I think
good,
he will. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
as many good throws as Kirk Cousins had today, he could have had 3 more, and he probably would have changed the direction of that whole entire game.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
who can't throw?
Who's that?
Who's that?
Quarterback,
Who?
Alabama's quarterback.
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. Hold on.
Boy,
Next up is Tennessee, New Orleans. You know, Tennessee, New Orleans had that nail biter. New Orleans squeaking it out, 16-15. Derek Carr winning his first game as a Saint. Atlanta beating Carolina. Jody had already putting that out there. Jacksonville beating Indianapolis with the coach feeling the loss of Jonathan Taylor, but couldn't really. Hey, it looked bad for him.
And Anthony Richardson
San
is here
Fran,
too.
yeah, Anthony Richardson. His
Hey,
debut was pretty good.
and the man didn't look too bad. He looked too shabby.
Right, he didn't look like he's still a rookie, but he looked like he's getting comfortable quickly. Looks like he might get comfortable quickly. Indianapolis might be able to roll. As we said earlier, San Fran, Pittsburgh, San Fran, Brock Purdy rolled them 30-7. Arizona, the Washington Commanders, almost called them something else. 20-16. And, the Raiders, go ahead Raiders, won 17-16 over Denver in a rival game. Division rival game. Jimmy Garoppolo had himself a decent day. All-pro top 5 running back, Josh Jacobs. Not so good. The Rams, who was not favored to win, blasted the Seahawks 30-13. So maybe the Rams are back. We'll see. And tomorrow night, Aaron Rodgers debut with the New York Jets against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Y'all, I think that's going to be a very rude awakening for Mr. Rodgers and his neighborhood.
I like the Jets.
I like the Bills.
I like the Bills.
That defense, the Bills defense has been top 5 past 3-4 years.
5 years, past 5 years, top 5, past 5 years.
And that's our NFL. We're gonna turn it over to college. We're gonna turn it over to Mr. Chains Win, Jody Skywalker.
All right, well,
what's going on in college? Oh, we already know what's going on in college.
Hey, the only thing we need to talk about in college is it warms my heart. It warms my heart. All right, and I'm gonna say this, right? It warms my heart. When I kept telling y'all SEC overrated, SEC is the top every conference. Look at the SEC.
Hey, buddy, I said that already. I said Big Ten is the best
record right now. Well, it's like 6-2 right now out of conference.
2-6.
Whoa, hold on. I know Big Daddy Bama ain't just lose to old little Texas. I know.
Oh yeah, they can't play for him.
I know Big Daddy. I know the SEC's anchor ain't just lose. You mean to tell me all the money, everything Nick Saban got, y'all couldn't find y'all a quarterback?
Well, he transferred.
They thought they found a quarterback. They thought they found a quarterback.
Y'all couldn't.
He transferred.
No. Because let me tell you something. This offseason, right? When you hit up two teams out the ACC. You hit up North Carolina and you hit up Miami because you wanted Drake Mayo and you wanted Tyler Van Dyke, right? Remember you offered them what $2 million for that one season? Remember you offered Tyler Van Dyke $2 million that all season? But I tell you what, it's one thing Miami do got. We got that bread. Cause when they was like 2 million. See, we got that answer on. What's up? You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Don't you?
Y'all got a lot of y'all got a lot of boosters down there. That's right.
We got a lot of boots, but hey, Big Daddy.
We got big. I'm gonna say we got Big Daddy Luke down there.
Yeah, we got. So
Do
Alabama,
Brown.
Alabama lost, right? And I'm gonna ask this question, right? Real shit. Are we starting to see the downfall of two college football high powers between Alabama and Clemson?
Yes.
Man, you need to talk about that one right there. Clemson.
I've been saying it before the season started. Alabama, this is their downfall.
Are we about to see a shift in college football powers?
Yes.
Clemson and Alabama?
You know what? I'm gonna say for Clemson, yes, but Alabama, no, because Alabama has the people already. They already like that household name, especially down in that southern region, anyway, right? And when you look at Alabama, and when you look at the program and how many people they put out to the NFL every year, it's always going to be a remaining focus for them because the mamas and the dad. It is, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the mama and the daddy.
No, let them talk, Charlie. Let them talk.
Because first and foremost, I think we can all agree in the South they breathe, eat, and live college football and high school football more than they do up north. First and foremost. Two, when you got a program like Alabama, you got a coach like Nick Saban who goes off a name and reputation by alone. You got the mamas and the daddies actually like, hey, Coach Saban, I want my boy to be in the league, right? And he's like, I look at your program, I'm seeing you putting every year you're putting about 20 plus people in the draft every year. So you know what? My boy is a 4-star, 4.5-star, 5-star recruit. He gonna send him, but just do him right. I think that's always going to be like the staple in the household name for them. Clemson, no, that's going to change because Clemson really just came on the scene here about 6 years ago, and I think that's going to fade away. But Alabama is going to be a name in the household name to stay down in the South.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why they not.
Totally agree.
Hold on. All right, I'm going to say my piece right quick. I understand what Elmo's saying. Like Nick Saban is a household name. Like everybody, when you say Nick Saban, you say Bama. They are like Nick Saban is that staple, right? But all I'm saying is this, right? There are teams that are coming for Saban. Ever since Kirby Smart got to Georgia, he's been giving Nick Saban fits in the recruiting game, right? You done? Okay. He's been giving Nick Saban fits in the recruiting game. Georgia ain't the little brother no more. They're not the little brother no more. Georgia getting them dogs, right? And Kirby Smart got that swagger. Kirby Smart, they said, you know, Georgia's looking a little off. He was like, just check our trophy case. If we're looking that off to y'all, just check the trophy case. And so I think that over the next few years, Alabama's gonna go from always undefeated, and this is how it starts. It starts with 11-1. It starts with a 10-2, and then one of these years, they're gonna pop up, and Alabama gonna be sitting around 9-3, and not in a discussion for a national championship at all.
No. I don't think that's right.
That could happen this year. Honestly,
I said
it could. I didn't say it would.
All I'm saying, Elmo, I'm gonna put it to you like this: there are so many coaches that are one quarterback away from either getting an extension or getting fired. And I give you two perfect examples. Okay, Dabo Swinney was relevant because of Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence.
Facts.
Okay,
there you go.
Let's cut this shit. Urban Myers was relevant because of Tim Tebow and that offense and that defense that he had. Okay,
Justin Fields also.
Urban Meyer's ability, right, to take a half-ass quarterback like Tim Tebow and put a team around him
Watch
to
your mouth, Jody. Watch your mouth. Tread lightly. Tread
Man, hold
lightly, my
on,
boy.
brother.
Watch your mouth.
Well, yeah, don't be talking bad about Tebow.
Watch your mouth.
That's my boy right there.
I knew. Hey, I knew. Okay. Tim Tebow wasn't a great passer, but for the fact that Urban Meyer's team put an offense around Tim Tebow,
There
where
you
Tim
go.
Tebow didn't have to sit in a pocket and be a standard quarterback,
There you
that
go.
takes genius. But the moment Tim Tebow was out, all of a sudden Urban Myers hit that "I'm coming, Elizabeth" and haul ass on Florida. All right. Who else?
No, he went to OSU. Justin Fields.
Right? Urban Myers, right? As a Miami fan, let's talk about it. Ja'Cory Harris was the only reason why what's that black coach? I can't think of his name.
I know what you're talking about.
That was the only reason why he had a job. Because the moment Ja'Cory Harris left, bruh, we went down to down and that Neiman shit. And the same thing with Bama. You see how Bama's looking right now? That quarterback,
but they QB,
backup quarterback.
They QB transferred though. That's the thing. Tua's little brother transferred to Maryland. He was the next in line.
Okay,
but Tua's brother went to Maryland.
Look at Jimbo Fisher. and Jameis Winston. Look at Jimbo Fisher. The moment Jameis was gone, they couldn't get it together at Florida State at quarterback. And guess what Jimbo did? Haul ass.
Yeah, he poured
in
out
the middle of the night.
Yes, he did.
Hey, that man took his Christmas decorations and threw them shits on the side of the road and caught the first thing smoking down in Texas A&M.
He packed up before he got put out. That's exactly what happened.
Hey, when the quarterback situation started looking iffy at Oklahoma, what Lincoln Riley do? That'd be a peace thought to USC and took his quarterback with him. That boy said, "Hey, y'all can have Mr. Ratliff. I'm out." All I'm saying is, a lot of these college quarterback coaches only good as the quarterbacks they recruit. And the moment them quarterbacks stop, them coaches show their true coaching talent. And I just gave you plenty of examples. And I feel like hopefully Nick Saban isn't one of them, because Nick Saban has put a lot of college quarterbacks in the NFL.
Well, let me tell you why I'm going to tell you that Alabama days are numbered.
No.
I'm going to tell you why. Meal deal. Bottom line, Nick Saban can no longer under the table pay these dudes. Everything is on an even ground now. Now, when these cats can make money, why would they go to Alabama and sit behind three dudes on their way to the, that's pro prospect? Because, Alabama was stacking people. They were stacking. They had 3, 4, 5-star quarterbacks, 3, 4, 5-star running backs, 7, 8, 9, 5-star receivers. They were stacking. Just stacking players. But now, with the NIL deals and the transfer portal, now you're starting to see teams like Alabama, they getting that competition. They're getting that work now. And it's no longer status quo, business as usual. Like I said, look at Texas A&M. Texas A&M bought their whole team. Whole team. 5-star, 4-star recruit. Number 1 recruiting in the nation. You think Texas A&M give them a couple of years, maybe this year, maybe next year, they're going to be surpassing Alabama.
Nah.
It's like,
I got pushback.
The writing is on the wall.
It's not, because when you look at let's look at the 2001 draft that Alabama sent 6 first-round picks in 2021. 6 first-round picks. That time with Miami in 2004. The last time when Miami did it. And like I said, and as I said earlier, is that household name, Nick Saban, is associated.
It doesn't matter.
It matters. I'm telling you, it matters. Excluding the NIL deals and stuff, right? Because of course,
you can't exclude the money, man.
Okay.
That's what's driving them kids.
Right, exactly. Money. So okay. So money is a portion of the factor. But if I'm thinking about now, am I thinking about the money now, or am I trying to go with a winning coach that can put me in the league? The ultimate goal is for anybody to play any type of college sport. I don't care if you play lacrosse, bowling, tennis, or what. You want to go to your professional league. Is that not the truth?
Then
Regardless
that's
of money,
Georgia. Then
you
you look
want to.
at Georgia.
But Alabama,
Georgia put their whole team in the league in the past 2 years. Even their QB.
Listen, before we get off track, Alabama is still a top-notch school right now. All I'm
I'm
saying
absolutely.
not
is,
saying they're not.
I think that in the next 3 or 4 years,
As
I
long as
think
Nick there.
as long as Nick there, and here's the thing, Nick Saban is like 71, bro. He ain't doing this till he 80, bro.
Yes, he
Like
is.
let's
No, he ain't gonna be Marv Levy. No.
right, like Nick Saban is like 71. But to your pushback about the Neil deal thing, right? Is that Alabama's got plenty boosters. They got plenty of money. Bama's not short
I
of
Yes.
don't
money.
say they don't. I
Yeah.
ain't saying they don't.
Oh no, I'm talking about my pushback was the Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher is not a great disciplinary coach because
No.
the
Oh,
year after they
I
got that
agree.
fucking after that fucking what after they got that the best class in college football history, like 6 of those cats transferred. He had 6 niggas sitting out the first 2 games over suspension. You got players catching marijuana charges. You got players 20 years old caught drinking at clubs and shit. His discipline sucks. So I don't care how many
well,
he get.
the
Jimbo
whole
Fisher,
thing happened on college campuses all over,
yeah, but
but
Jimbo Fisher the one
he
getting
had the
caught.
spotlight on him though. See, that's the difference. When he did rake in that class like that, the spotlight was on him. That's the spotlight ain't on, you know, AUB. The spotlight ain't on Indiana, or well, the spotlight is on Northwestern now, but before then, the spotlight wasn't on them. You go over there, man, and then any college campus, you got underage drinking. Man, please.
It's like a rite of passage. It
Right.
ain't right,
I'm
but it's a rite of
Yeah,
like,
passage.
hear me out. Hear me out. Elmo, right?
Mm,
We know underage drinking goes on, right? At every
absolutely.
college in America. But
Absolutely.
what you don't want is for your 5-star safety to be the nigga that get caught doing it.
You know what that sound like? That sound like the worst, like the 1989 joint when they was down there in Texas, when them high school players was robbing them Joe. Remember that? The high school players, you know what I'm talking about? The high school players down there in Dallas Carter. All them jokers, like 18 of them cats saying Division One letters of intent. But like 8 of them was out there robbing stores. Robbing stores. And I was like, dude, like y'all got 4 scholarships and y'all out here robbing stores. And a lot of them cats got like 25 years in prison. You know what I mean? Interesting
oh, he
fact with
dropped
that.
that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that kind of sound like that situation. Like you don't want your star people out there doing dumb shit. To be quite honest with you, doing dumb shit. To be honest with you, but unfortunately, that's how it is.
Well,
Regardless of hold on. Regardless of the fact
no.
that they're talented, they're still young, and that's what it is right there. They're still young, regardless of how you look at it, right? So they want to have new
Well, what I
snacks.
was about to say was simply this. When you, like you said, you're a 5-star recruit, you in the spotlight, you can't be a regular college student
Nope.
and do regular college student stuff
You can't.
because you got the spotlight on you. You got the bullseye on your back. Even trying to date chicks in college, and you got all this prestige and hype around you. You just can't do it because you see Jameis Winston. He almost got hooked up,
With the rape charge.
for some shit that was suspect didn't do. You see it all the time. This cat, that cat, messed up with this chick, that chick,
Yeah.
got caught doing this. It's just it's a trip to me that these cats don't learn from the previous cats' mistakes. Like, ain't that what happened to do? But then you got 7, 8 more coming right behind them doing the same dumb shit. It's like, oh, they don't learn their lesson. Or maybe they think they different. I don't know.
All right.
But I'm telling you, with the money in play, you don't see, you're gonna see Alabama going downhill because it leveled the playing field. He already, Travis Hunter was supposed to go to Alabama, but he didn't.
No, he was supposed to go to Florida State and Georgia.
He's supposed to go, right. He's supposed to go to Florida
Well,
State.
It was between.
well, somebody Dion snatched that Nick Saban wanted that was he was going to Alabama, but dude changed his mind.
No,
The dude was pretty high up.
it was actually a cat this year. It was like McKinley or something like that. And actually, he was crystal ball to go to Miami or Alabama. And then at the last minute, he pulled up the whole Jackson. He went to Colorado. But
Yeah, I'm talking about this cat boy went to Jackson State though. It was a recruit, so it was like 2 years ago.
Which
Yeah,
goes to my Alabama and Nick Saban point. I'm going where the person has the connections and they can get me into the league. Deion Sanders is the perfect example of that. He got the connections. He knows the scouts. He can get you into the league if you got the skill.
Well, let's see at the end of this year how many cats he can get into the league. That's all.
You know what it is? You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is? Here's my argument to that, right? I pray to God. Oh, I try not to be a hater. I'm not a Deion fan, but I'm not a hater. Let's be real. Travis Hunter is gone after this season. Okay,
absolutely,
he's gone. Right?
I mean, he should be. This was his third year.
This would be his second. This would be the complete because he played. He played one season at Jackson State, and he played one season at thing. So he is eligible. He is eligible at this year. Yeah, eligible at this year. He is going.
You got to be 3 years. He got to be 3 years removed from his high school graduation class.
It got to be 2 years.
So it's 3 years.
I thought it was two. But
no, it's three. It's three.
I'm telling you, because Jameis Winston left as soon as he could. Jameis Winston was.
Wait a minute.
It's two. It's three for basketball. It's three for basketball.
No, it's one for basketball. It's three for football.
It's two for college.
Jameis was a red shirt. Y'all got to remember.
No, he
Jameis was a red shirt. Yeah, he was. He didn't start as a true freshman.
Yeah, he did. That's why
everybody was impressed. Then he left after 3 years.
You have to get into the NFL draft.
3 years, according to NFL Football Operations.
Told you, I know my NFL. It's 3 years.
For at least 3 years and must have.
You gotta be 21.
I think it's just so stupid, but what?
No, because you developed at 21.
So let's say this, right? Travis Hunter is what, 20? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see.
No, I think this is his third year because then he played 2 years at Jackson State.
Hunter is 20 years old.
Okay, so
right, he'll be 21. So this is third year.
But by the time the NFL draft comes along, right, he'll be 21. The NFL draft.
Yeah, he'll be. That's it because this is third year.
April.
Late April. Yeah, late April.
Late April. So March, January, February, March, April.
I'm going to say, what type of calendar you work on?
The Aztec calendar. So Travis Hunter will be 21 before he gets to the NFL. Travis Hunter is gone. He's gone. Travis Hunter is gone after this season. He's going to be in the NFL.
He's going to be in Heisman talks.
This is my hope.
Right?
This is my hope. I hope that Travis Hunter gets to actually play against some level competition, right? I think he's a phenomenal athlete, right? And I think honestly, I think that he's a better corner than he is wide receiver, right? I think Travis Hunter dead ass gives me like Derwin James vibes when he plays cornerback. Like and as much as I don't like Deion and the Colorado Buffs, I give Travis Hunter his credit. I've seen him make some interceptions, and I'm like, damn, that boy got some hands on him. So if Travis Hunter has hands like he has and plays DB like he plays against the competition he's played against so far, I would say that I want to see Travis Hunter actually play against level competition. Because right now, the thing with Travis Hunter is this. I feel like Travis Hunter is still the big fish in the little pond right now. All right? Because TCU's defense looked at trash this shit. Nebraska looked like they couldn't find a fucking click on offense yesterday, right? So I'm hoping when USC plays Colorado, I'm hoping that
Why is it USC? They gotta face Oregon first.
Oregon doesn't have receivers like USC has. I want Travis Hunter to go against elite wide receivers, and I want to
So,
see how
Mike,
good he is.
so
I
Mike,
want to see how
answer this
good he
question.
is against level competition. And
Answer
if
this
Travis
question.
Hunter holds his own against those USC receivers and tight ends and Caleb Williams, then I'll leave Travis Hunter alone. I give him his dog title. If he holds his own against USC, I give him his dog title. I give him, and honestly, if he does that all season, I think Travis Hunter should probably be the first non-quarterback lineman in the draft in 2024. I give it to him. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, and I give it to Travis Hunter if he holds his own against USC.
All right, you answer my question.
Okay.
What's the question be?
Well, you said
You
USC.
answered it.
Oh, well, I want to know what the question was. Would I give him
Well,
his props?
the question was going to be hypothetically because we don't know what's going to happen until that time comes. Hypothetically, well, let's say Travis Hunter does play well against a USC. Are you going to get his man's stripes?
Oh yeah. Oh, he gets his flowers, his stripes, he gets everything. If Travis Hunter holds his own against USC, he gets everything. Because I honestly feel like USC is the best offense that the Colorado Buffs will play this season. I watched that USC game. I watched these cats dog walk Stanford yesterday. And it was ridiculous the way Caleb Williams. When I tell you this man on a 3rd and 15 threw a sidearm strike, I was like, what either this Stanford offense sucks. Williams
Go to Mahomes, huh?
God, Ohio, USC's offense looks unstoppable right now, and I ain't gonna.
Yeah, Caleb's gonna win the
Okay.
Heisman. I think Caleb's gonna win the Heisman. I think Caleb Williams gonna win it. I don't see nobody else.
He may.
That's just my opinion. I don't see nobody
watch out for Shador. I'm telling you
I don't know, but we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. Season come along.
If Shador, first of all, the Heisman is a popularity contest. So if Shador wins, I can't even really be like he didn't deserve it because it's a popularity contest. They go with who they like the most, and it's a popularity contest. That's what it is. And the way these
he's popular now.
The way these teams are looking, it looks like he's going to be able to throw for 400 or 500 yards almost every fucking game. Because I don't think a decent defense. I don't think the Colorado Buffs are going to run into a decent defense. I gave them 6-6, 7-5 this season. I'm going to say this: the way their schedule will look, I can see Colorado going 8-4, easy.
To a bowl game, huh?
I can see them going 8-4, easy.
Okay, easy.
I can see them going 8-4, even 9-3.
Okay.
Honestly,
we will see.
The only 3 teams I see that's gonna actually provide, right? Realistic. The only 3 teams is Oregon has the offense, their offense. USC, from what they seem, has the total package, and Utah. I don't see anybody else on that schedule giving them much of a problem. I really don't.
Okay.
And again, I'm not a Deion fan, but I'm realistic. And I don't see any of them teams. I don't see UCLA. I don't see Arizona State. Like them teams are in a fucking shamble right now. The Pac-12.
And what you talking about is you talking about trap games. Those are trap games. Like next week, Colorado State is a trap game.
I don't see Colorado State giving them.
I mean, you don't see it. That's why it's a trap game. Hey, I'm saying that's why it's a trap game. Because everybody's saying they finna dog walk them. Colorado State don't have a chance. And we've seen it time and time again in football. A team supposed to come in and dog walk a team, but somehow on that day, that underdog team ate they motherfucking power pellets and came to play out their mind.
They got Mike's magic stuff.
Yeah, they got Mike's magic stuff squirting in their mouth. And you be
Yeah,
like,
Mike
man,
Marion.
what is going on here? So I look forward to seeing, him lining up, like you said, across from some top flight talent, NFL talent, a team that,
Well,
is in
my
the
thing is,
conversation.
I just don't want it to be like we see the real Travis Hunter. I don't want this boy to get into the NFL and get his ass mopped up and down the goddamn field 2 seasons in a row. Like I don't want him to be an NFL bust because he never got to play against
It
his real.
happens, though. It happens. So
And
it
and, and as
happens,
much
though.
as much as people gonna hate me when I say this, as much as people gonna say this, I'm gonna say it. That's what happened when you go to the NFL for playing against HBCUs. You really don't get to play against top-notch talent, bro.
That's
HBCUs to
not
me
true.
are glorified high schools. So when you go to an HBCU, you know what I'm saying? Think about how many players actually dominate in the NFL from HBCUs. What Shannon Sharp and
You going? You going?
I only know Shannon Sharp. What Jerry Rice went to an HBCU, right?
Yeah,
Walter
you
Payton, Walter
going?
Payton,
Walker
Walter Payton,
Payton. T.O.
T.O.
Hold on,
T.O.
hold on.
went to an HBCU.
Okay,
Reggie White. I believe Reggie White went to one.
did he go to
Doug
Florida?
Williams, Doug Williams.
Doug
Okay, but
Williams.
hold on. Don't go back too far because that's when they wouldn't let niggas in colleges. All right, they was like, "Now we don't want you because you're black." So let's
Man, we
start
ain't
there.
go back that far. They was in college.
Is it?
Like
You said Doug Williams, but I was back in like the
he
'80s or
was
'70s.
at Grambling State. That was
That was a
the
Grambling
80s.
State. That's
That was the
All,
80s.
all I'm saying is, okay. And let's say since 2000, how many people since 2000 have made it from HBCU to the NFL?
NFL, I believe, fell off and stopped messing with HBCU. They used to mess with HBCUs really tough, but then I don't know what caused the shift in it from them to go away.
These white
Maybe it
people,
was or
these
maybe
white
it
people,
was
like
exposure
we
or
want these
something. I
niggas,
don't know.
we want these niggas at our college. That boy
That could
fast.
have been it.
We
That
want
could have
him over here.
been
We want him over here with us. That's when the white folks is like, maybe
it.
we'll take this. Maybe we'll take these bunch of colored people at our college to win us national championships. That's what happened. So
And
all,
that's what Dion did. So
all I'm saying is, I just want to see like my thing is, I'm not a hater because honestly, the guy, if you ask me, my reason for not liking Dion is simple as this. At one point in Dion's life, that man donned the Florida State jersey. That's enough. I don't give a damn what you do from here on out. I ain't never gonna like you. Don't care. I don't give a damn
Dang,
what you do. I don't like
dang, Mike. At least I stopped the hate when they leave college.
you. Hey, unless you play on my NFL team, I don't like you. So if you don't play for the Panthers,
Jesus.
if you don't play for the Panthers and you ain't benefiting Patty Mahomes, boy, I don't give a damn about you.
oh man.
I don't care
Too
about you.
old.
Hey, the moment, I barely like Brian Burns. When they was talking about
Oh
trading him
man.
for a first round pick, I said, I hope it's a good one. Good riddance to you. Because you went to Florida State. I don't care about you.
Oh no. Not the FSU, but
Yeah, and
that's it for college.
once you don a Florida State or a Florida jersey, I don't really care much about you after that.
All
Shit.
right, Mike. Hey, Mike.
He said, all
You
right,
know something
Mike.
about you, Mike. You better calm down. You better
We got the
calm down.
CEO up next. Let
Calm
me see,
down, Mike.
CEO. Do we got any NBA news?
Man, we ain't got no NBA news right now, man. Ain't nothing big going out there on the stream. Everybody's still waiting to find out what's gonna happen with Dame
I,
Lillard.
I'm about to say
Everybody's
my only
Oh,
question is, did they free Dame yet or no?
nah, Dame still
no,
held
not yet.
captive.
And
Um,
USA still getting their ass whooped overseas. So
yeah, I
man,
was just about to say the USA. They just for some odd reason they was
terrible,
dominating
terrible.
people. Then the last 3-4 games they have looked like trash.
Hey, let's touch on the fact that Dylan Brooks went out here and almost dropped a 40 piece on Team
Bro, he
USA.
had 39, I think. He
Yeah,
had
39.
39.
That's what I'm saying. He almost dropped a 40 nugget on USA. That nigga say, "Oh, y'all want to talk shit, huh? I'm gonna drop a 40 piece on your asses."
So
I said,
it's a
not
little
Dylan
bit.
Brooks.
Yeah,
It's a little bit
well,
embarrassing. It's a little bit embarrassing, but
well, I read an
I hear
article
some
earlier.
I hear some stuff
I
in the
read it.
works that we might have some big time names for the Olympics coming up here. So we'll see.
Yeah,
What,
I heard one of them is LeBron James. Said he
yeah,
might do the Olympics,
it's buzzing
and
out
we're
that
gonna bring
LeBron
home.
might.
We're gonna bring home that. We're gonna bring home that bra when he get on that team. Yeah,
We'll see what LeBron do. We'll see what LeBron do.
you know what
Honestly, I
I'm saying?
feel if the Lakers make a championship run and end up in the finals, he won't be in the Olympics. So
Well,
we'll
he'll
see
be
what
in the
the NBA.
Olympics then, so we ain't gotta worry about that.
He
So
said he'll be in the Olympics.
You're right, because if he ain't making no run, neither is the Bulls. So maybe they can get some run
yeah,
being a late
uh,
championship
don't
game.
worry about the Bulls, man. Mind your business. That red and black.
Exactly.
But listen, that's all I got on the NBA tip. Like I said, NBA start picking up here a little bit towards the end of September and October. So
Yeah.
that's what I got.
Okay. Up next now, our man with the MLB, Elmo the Hot Corner Jackson. What is going on? I know the playoff push is heating up, and division the division games are heating up. Ooh, man, he almost did that. You know the
Yeah, it's
Cubs. What's up? Start with your Cubs. I hear they doing a little bit. They on fire.
because won the last 10 out of their 14 here. They actually just beat Arizona today, 5-2, and the Brewers lost, which pushed them a game closer to potentially winning the NL Central. So they now are officially 3 games out of the Central for the lead.
Mm-hmm.
So we need Milwaukee to keep on losing because keep on winning. Milwaukee
Go Brewers.
Milwaukee, going back to them, they lost to the Yankees 4-3. It was actually interesting. That game was actually interesting
I don't have
because
one.
the Yankees almost got no hit today by the Brewers. They was in the 11th inning, still with no hit. It would have been the first time in MLB history that a team would have had a no hit in the 11th, but then the Yankees came through, pulled through, and they ended up getting 4 runs between the 11th and the 12th, and ended up beating the Brewers. Ended up beating the
Man, that was a
Brewers.
long game.
Yeah, it was a very long game. Over to the AL Central, you got KC, the Royals at Kauffman Stadium. They lost to the old hell to the King. Toronto Blue Jays is 5-2. Actually, KC actually has the worst record in baseball at 44-100 right now. The worst
Damn.
record, yeah, in
How the
MLB
hell
right
you
there.
how you
Hey,
show up to
question.
work?
Hey, question, right? I
Yeah.
don't watch much baseball, but how the fuck you lose 100 games?
Apparently, it's very easy. Just ask KC because they did it right now, and this is
Like
actually the fourth
how
time.
you lose a hey, how you in the like how as an organization, you like, hey, what was your record this year? Oh, 49 and 100.
Yeah, hey, you
What?
know what? You know,
So you
44 and
what you
look, they
so what
44
you
and
telling me
100,
is
and they
what you
got
telling me
18
is
games
it's a
left.
65% chance that you lose every time y'all hit the field, is what you telling
It's
me.
it's horrible. I don't even know how they live with themselves. At this point, y'all just selling tickets to sell tickets, and y'all got the loyal fans that's coming here. But interesting fact about that.
He
First,
was in the
interesting
World Series not too long ago, though. That's what it is.
2015 when I first got down here, they actually won it. Actually, in 2015, actually, they actually
You
went back
know,
to
so
back.
they going by
2014,
8 years,
2015.
8 years
Yes.
high, 8 year high.
Yeah, so they was out there. They actually won it out there 30th year anniversary when they last time they won it was 1985 when George Brett was there, and he's actually still there in the front office. So he got 2 rings. There you go. So, but yeah, then you go over to St.
I
Louis, baby.
heard.
Them EIEI boys, they lost to Cincinnati, who actually got a winning record this year, 7-1. But then you shoot right over there to the West Coast. San Diego drops to AL Central, AL East, leading Houston Astros
NL.
12-2. No, AL. Houston
Oh,
is in the AL.
oh.
They've been in the AL for the past 6 years now. They
I
went
know
back.
that. I thought you was talking about San Diego.
No, I'm not. What's the name? And then the
No.
Mets, New York Metropolitans beat the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins are actually number 1 in the AL Central. AL Central 2-0. Skipping on over to the West Coast, Oakland loses to Texas 9-4, and then sitting over there to the Midwest, and Guardians of Cleveland loses to the LA Angels 2-1. 2-1. Interesting news today. The Braves are the only team right now to punch their ticket into the playoffs until October. And who is it from? Most likely the NL MVP, that boy they call RAJ, or for y'all that are uneducated, Ronald Acuna Jr. He broke it up with a single in the seventh inning, an RBI single in the seventh inning. That was actually turned out to be the winning run for them. So because of that, Atlanta actually got a sure spot in the playoffs as of now. They actually clinched their division. In other news, for the 11th time in Major League Baseball history, Cal Tucker hit 2 triples in 1 inning. It's only the 11th time it happened in MLB history. He had 2 RBI triples in the same inning, which means they battled around, came back to him, and he hit another triple from the last time. But this
what
is
was the score?
Yeah, the score was 12-2. 12-2. Remember?
Oh, I thought that thing was gonna be 30-1 or something. Like they batting around.
No, but check this out. This is crazy. And even though the Royals lost today, they actually this is a crazy stat that actually happened. The KC Royals, they won twice this year in 2003 with walk-off balks. This year, walk-off balks. They actually won. The first time it ever happened in MLB history. The first one was against the Chicago White Sox. The Bombs out the AL Central.
Okay.
And the second time was against the Oakland Athletics 4 days ago. Walk-off balks. First time it ever happened in MLB history. So the actual standings right now, as we look at that, Baltimore still has the best record in the American League at 90-52, which puts them 38 games over 500. But they are fighting them Tampa Bay Devil Rays, who are staying hot on their tail by 3 games. Minnesota Twins leading the AL Central with 75-68. The Cleveland Guardians are right behind him with 7.5 games. And with 16 games left, if Cleveland loses the next 6 games and the Minnesota wins the next 8, they actually will clinch the AL Central. Because as of right now, it doesn't look like Detroit, definitely the White Sox, and definitely not the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. Over there in the AL West, you got Houston, who is actually battling for the division with Seattle Mariners. Seattle is down by 2.5 games right now, and Texas is right behind them by 3 games. So the division is actually up for grabs. It can go to Houston, Seattle, or Texas right now. Shooting all over to the AL, as I mentioned earlier, Atlanta punched their ticket with the best record in baseball right now at 93-49. Look like they're going to pull out in front of their 15 games. Their 15 games in front of Houston, which is number 2 in the. I'm talking about 15 games in front of Philadelphia, which is in a tight battle for the wild card race right now. Over to the NL Central, you got the Milwaukee Brewers, 79-63, battling and trying to hold off my team, Chicago's team, the Chi-Town Cubs on the north side, down right there on Clark and Addison. That currently three games. 3 games above them right now in the NL Central. But the Cincinnati Reds are only 6.5 games back right now. They're over there to the NL West. You got them Dodgers, baby, Ice Cube in them, 87-55, and they have a 7-game lead in the Central and a 6-game lead over San Francisco. Right now. But if you look at it, how the playoffs are shaping up, the postseason is shaping up right now. If everything was to end right now, the number 6 seed would be Arizona, number 3 seed would be Milwaukee, number 5 seed would be my Cubs, number 4 would be Philly. Atlanta will have the number 1 seed with the bye, and LA will have the number 2 seed. Looking over at the AL, you will have number 6 at Toronto Blue Jays, number 3 with the Minnesota Twins, number 5 with the Seattle Mariners, number 4 at the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, number 1 with the Baltimore Orioles, and number 2, the reigning champions right now, the number 2 Houston Astros right now. So it's getting tight, it's getting close, it's getting hard right now. But you got to play hard in September to play in October, and that's what we're doing right now. But that's it for MLB. Back over to you guys.
Well, thank you.
Elmo, that was amazing.
That's all. Yeah. That's our correspondent for MLB, the High Corner. Well, people, Endgame will be changing nights. We will be now firmly on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central,
Not this Tuesday,
8
but the prior
p.m.
Tuesday. Not this
Yes,
Tuesday,
Right,
right? Okay.
not
right.
this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. This will be our last broadcast on Sunday, and then after next week, we'll be back Tuesday. So that way, we can get you all the action that came over the weekend from Friday through Saturday. Because if we don't do high school football, but it's gonna start heating up when we start seeing high school on ESPN, and maybe you're familiar with a couple, but
I
we'll
can't wait
see.
to
But
I can't wait to college hoops, baby. I love
um,
hoops.
here we go with our fantasy football update. Um, you people who do fantasy and follow fantasy in the family talk fantasy football. We had a couple of good barn burners today.
Yes, we did.
Um,
Oh, my team played like
uh,
trash. Man, after
you still got some people to play though. That's the thing.
He
Mine
out.
You
played
still
like
got a couple of people to play.
trash too.
my
I'm
team
whooping.
played like trash.
Yeah.
I'm
Bro,
whooping that ass.
I think last time I looked, Rico was beating me like 51 to like 100, bro.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
carrying the
yeah,
load.
yeah.
Nah,
You get. No, Jody's getting murdered. I just saw it.
I'm about to
is
say,
he
I'll
getting
get murdered
murdered?
like 50,
Yeah,
52
Jody's
to
getting
100.
murdered.
He getting murdered.
60 to 126. He's getting
Yeah,
Yeah,
murdered.
yeah.
Murdered. But
yeah,
the CEO, you and Jimmy was locked into a tight one by only like 5 or 6 points separating y'all.
Nah,
I'm trying to
Rico.
see
We'll see how
Uh,
that
how
turned
that
out.
turned out.
I think Jim Bola walk away with it.
I'm gonna see right now. Hold on, how that turned out because week one was, man, it was elation.
well, hey, and other league, I lost in another league. I was for sure. I ain't even finna flex. I was for sure between Saquon Barkley and Darren Waller. I was gonna get 25 points from between these two, and nah,
They playing
nah,
right now. They playing
nah.
right now. What are you talking
but,
about?
Hey,
but
the Cowboys is that
look,
deep Cowboy defense right now
Cowboys is beating the shit out of them 26 to nothing right
yeah.
I
now
know. I'm
as we
watching
speak.
him. Yeah,
Bro.
Jimmy walked, man. Jimmy
And
still got some players,
this
and
is
you
the first
finished,
half.
CEO.
That's the
Yeah, I'm
first
done.
half.
I'm done.
Yeah, you done for the day, and Jimmy still got 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Man, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, it's gonna
Son.
be a massacre for week one for me. So we're gonna
So
let that
Yeah,
go.
week one
But
was
my,
hey,
my
rough.
other two
I don't know
leagues,
how to do.
I got dubs in my other two leagues, gentlemen.
Hey,
Oh man,
I got a win on one of my leagues. I'm already up by 14 points, and he out of players, and I still got a defense to play.
that's a win.
That's a
Well, I'm
win.
gonna give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Nate and
Wait,
Minsky. They the
wait.
game of the week.
They battled. They
Nate,
battled. Man.
yeah, Nate had
Elmo,
81-33,
did you win today?
and Misty had
I'm man,
82-35.
I'm beating the shit out of Jeremy right now, boy. Is you crazy?
I
Hey,
mean,
Cubs, Shay, Mike.
I'm beating the dog shit out of him. 109 to 64. And I still got my
Uh-oh.
defense.
Uh-oh.
Set it up, Mike. Set it up.
Uh-oh. Hey, you smell that?
I smell it.
You smell it? Hey, you smell the oven? You smell that oven hitting?
That oven
My
finna start
else.
burning. That oven finna
My
burn.
else. My else coming up this week. We might have to replace Nick Saban with Jeremy in Club Shay Shay.
I'm trying to tell y'all, boy. I
I
do this
mean,
fantasy thing. I keep telling y'all, man.
you said Club Shay Shay. Ooh wee. You thought, man, Coach A had a chance, but woo, man, this Giants defense and this Giants quarterback,
They trashing out right now. Daniel Jones trashing right now.
man, man,
But
they
listen,
down by,
it's
uh-uh.
hey, but listen though, we gotta bounce out of here because I got somebody to get to bed. I gotta get to bed. But
Yeah, I know, man.
before we do that, right? Catch us Wednesday night on Unhinged. We got the Smith boys in the building this
Yes, sir.
weekend. Catch us. We got
Yes.
in the building this Wednesday. Catch us on Unhinged, man. But before we get out of here, and Elmo, appreciate you for the hot corner and the MLB take.
Yes,
I got
sir.
the
Yes, sir.
world.
That's my
We got
thing.
the world premiere
Mhm.
best podcast sports intro that you have ever heard and seen. World premiere here tonight. If you had to come with Lil Wayne's old Undisputed and this one right here, they up there.
Okay, let's see.
But ours truly, Mr. CEO, aka Brandon Smith, baby.
Endgame.
Yeah, jumping out of the basement, best in the game, ain't no need for replacements. Beating up the block, putting holes in the pavement. Pass up the rock, the only thing we shooting J's with. Easy on the scene, family talk is the kingpin. Sports and direct, no ESPN. Being top rate, busting streams through your state. Bro, we all up for debate, but this ain't first take.
Hell no.
Right here, you can get it in a hurry. Listen as we drop nuggets. No Joker, no Murray for the 3-step Curry. Took it like a thief. My homeboy Pat classified as a chief. Jody hit us with the college. We got MLB knowledge. Boxing social with the chef. TKO before the stopper. Playing homage to the best. Us, we proclaim Uncle Pudge and the CEO. This the end game.
I'm the one that got the stick. Make that motherfucker flip. Safe bet with all your chips. I'm the one. Not two and not three. That ain't me. I'm the one. One and only. Ain't no asses in my seat. I'm the one. Might check me on the one. Niggas hate me cause I won. And they at me. I'm the one. Ain't no faking. I'm the no mistaking. I'm the one. Ain't no breaking. I'm the one. I'm the greatest. I'm the one.